And as you remember yesterday, we talked about jobs. We went over some vocabulary words. We read a story. We read Jordan's first job. We also, I'm going to make this a little bigger. We also interviewed Felicity about how she got her first job. So what we're going to do today is we're going to think about jobs that we might want to do and what we need to know about to do the jobs we want to do. And that's going to add another vocabulary word to our list of 3 we already have. We're going to do a picture walk through this book, kind of review it a little bit, and then we're going to closely read one page of this book, and we're going to talk about a word, our new vocabulary word that occurs on that page, and that's talked about on that page. After we do that, I'm going to interview a couple people about some skills that they have, and that is actually our new vocab word. We'll come back to it later, but our new vocab word for today is skill. All right, and we're going to talk about different skill you might need to do a job that you want. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to review the words we learned about yesterday. The first word that we talked about yesterday was this word. You guys remember what it is? It is a job. It's spelled J-O-B. And a job is, the definition of the word job is work done to get paid. All right? And we talked about some different jobs that people have. We talked about working as a teacher, working in agriculture, working as in the grocery store. And so today we're going to look at we're going to interview my husband who does some work on people's yards. And we'll talk to him about the skills he needs to do that. But there's also some other pictures right here of different jobs. There's painting. There's sweeping, and there's like putting papers together and working at a desk. Those are all jobs that people have. And if you remember from our story we read yesterday, Jordan looked at a couple jobs, and he decided he wanted to be a dog walker. Okay, the second word we looked at and we wrote down yesterday was money. Ooh, money. Everyone likes to have some money. I spent some money today on celery because I want to make a bean soup with my leftover ham from Easter. So if I want to buy something, I have to have money to buy it. And I get my money from working a job. All right. And money, the definition of money, if you remember, we were slow and steady, we were really careful, and we wrote down coins or bills used to pay for goods or services. We talked about this phrase, goods or services. Because that sounds kind of different. It's not something we use every day for our wording, like words we use, goods and services. Remember we talked about goods are things you buy. So when I went and bought celery today, I bought goods. When my husband helps someone with their yard, he gives them a service. He's doing something for them. He's doing a service for them. So that's the difference between goods. That's what goods or services mean. It's things you buy and you take with you, or service, which is something someone does for you. But to get those things, you need money. And money is bills or coins. And money is spelled M-O-N-E-Y. The other word we talked about was goals. People have lots of different goals. Goals are spelled G-O-A-L. And a goal is something you are trying to do or reach. So something you are trying to do or reach is a goal. And some of the goals that people have are to lose weight, to make money, to graduate. We talked about all that. And if you remember, Felicity's goal and Jordan had the same goal. Their goal was to get a car and to have the money to maintain it. And then when we're going to do this quick little walkthrough of the book that we read yesterday, just so we remember it, because sometimes we forget from day to day. And then we'll go over our new vocabulary word, which is skill. Skill. And skill is S-K-I-L-L. So that remember the title is up here. It's called, and the title of this book is Jordan's First Job. The author is right here. This is by Molly Tittle. And if you look down here, I forgot to tell you this yesterday. It's illustrated by Alex Weishart. So that illustrator is the person who makes these pictures. So anyways, we started this book and we talked about how Jordan was thinking about this job here and this job here and this job here and this job here. And if you remember from this, we'll kind of remember what all that stuff is from the story. So we look at our first picture and you see Jordan got his car from his parents, but he knows in order to drive his car he needs to have gas and he needs to have insurance, so he has to get money. So he has a goal to get money so he can buy gas and insurance for his new car. So Jordan knows that to get money he has to get a job, so he goes on the internet through his computer and he looks up jobs in his neighborhood. And one of the jobs he sees is a car washer. And it was on Monday and Friday, and it paid $8 an hour. But he couldn't do that job. Do you remember why he couldn't do that job? He couldn't do that job because he was in school on Monday and Friday afternoon. So he had to find a different job. The other job he found was a chef job. And that job paid $11 an hour, and it was on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But he didn't have the skills he needed to do that job, because in this job he needed to know how to cook a lot of different kinds of food, and he didn't know how to do that. So he wasn't able. So he said, no, I can't be a chef. The next job he saw was a job for dishwasher. And that was on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for looks like 3 hours. And it's for $8 an hour. But he didn't want to do that job. It's not that he couldn't. He knew how to wash dishes, but he didn't like doing it. He didn't. He said, no, I'm not going to wash dishes. And then the last job he found was a dog walker. And it paid $15 an hour, each dog that he walked. And he could walk them every day after school. And it was for 2 different dogs. And he decided, I know how to walk a dog. I can walk a dog after school because I don't have anything else going on. And he also decided, I like walking dogs, so I'm going to apply for this job. And he looked the smile on his face. He's happy at that idea of walking the dog. And he applied, and he went to probably an interview, and he got the job walking the dog, and he worked as much as he could, and he made money. And after he made the money, he met his goal of getting enough money to buy gas and insurance, and now he gets to drive his car. And that's the end. So right now we're going to read page 5 of our story, and on your unique website we gave you a login for News to You. You can log in and you can look up this book yourself if you would like. We're going to read along, or just look more closely at it if you want to reread it. So we're going to read page 5 and page 6 closely. This is called a closed reading. And on page 5 and 6, it says, help wanted, here is a job, chef. Cook many different kinds of food for 5 hours, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Pay is $11 an hour. Can Jordan do the job? Does Jordan have the skills for the job? Does Jordan want the job? No. Jordan does not know how to cook many different kinds of food. So let's look at that again. Here's the job. The job is as a chef. And to do the job, you have to be able to work on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. He probably couldn't have done that anyways. But you also have to know how to cook many different kinds of food. So the question is, can Jordan do the job? Does he have the skills to do the job? So at the bottom, it answers the question, no, Jordan does not know how to cook many different kinds of food. So if we look in the text, these are the words of the text, we see that it answers this question. Does Jordan have the skills for the job? The only way we could know the answer to that question is to keep reading and to read really closely. And it answers that question on the very bottom. No, Jordan does not know how to cook many different kinds of food. So Jordan doesn't have the skills he needs to be a chef. Jordan could probably learn how to be a chef. He could probably learn how to cook many different kinds of food if he really wanted to. But right now, he does not have the skills for that job. So he can't apply for that job. And that's where this word skill is going to come in. Because you need to start thinking about the kind of job you want and what skills you need for that job. So a skill, once you get out, pause and get your paper and pencil out and come back and write this word with your other words from yesterday. Skill. S-K-I-L-L. Skill. To do certain things or participate in certain things, you need to have certain skills. And the word skill, the definition of the word skill, and hopefully you've already written it. If not, pause it and write it. And then right next to it, you're going to write the definition. And the definition for the word skill is the ability to do something. All right? If you want to do some things, you need to be able to do them, right? So if you look at this picture right here, this person wants to be a singer, but they have to know how to sing to be a singer. This person is juggling, so they have the skill to throw balls in the air and catch them and keep them going, to juggle. And this person has a skill to ride a one-wheeled bike. That's called a unicycle. I can't do that, but it's pretty cool for people who can. So we're going to do a little interview with some people who have some skills that they practice and learn to do. And after that, we're done for the day. So I'll be back in just a second with more interviews for the people. We're going to talk about skills. So skill and the ability to do. Okay, so before we do my interview with my husband, we're going to do a quick little interview with Olivia because she wanted to join the cheerleading team, right? That was one of your goals in high school, right?
Yeah.
Why did you want to join the cheerleading team?
The all-access pass to the football games.
Oh, there you go. That's good. Okay.
And yeah,
so
to
what,
get me out of PE.
And so what did you have to know, or what, hang on, I got it. It's not here. Oh, what skill did you have to have in order to get on the cheerleading team?
You gotta memorize dances pretty quickly because then you have to perform them at the end of the week at the football games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
What kind of moves are in your dances?
Jumps.
Okay, jumps and stuff. All right. So I'm going to ask Olivia to go outside, and then I'm going to record her doing maybe a couple jumps, and you can see some of the skills that she learned. Oh, how did you learn the skills? Because I never sent you to gymnastics, so how did you learn the skills of jumping in certain ways and doing dances?
Practice and staying up late.
Yeah, but where did you practice?
In my room.
Oh, in your room?
Oh, and at school.
And at school. Okay. So at school and in her room, she practiced, and she learned these things all on her own, and I was very proud of her. So here, now I'll record her doing that. And all right, so this is Olivia. She's outside, and she's going to show you a few of her skills she has. So I think she's got a toe touch, right? Let's see a toe touch. Yep, you can do it.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Don't be shy. Woo! And then I know she does this one where she runs and she flips. Go do that one. I don't know what that is.
A cartwheel?
Okay, a cartwheel. A jumpy cartwheel thingy. Okay. All right, don't go out of the... No, you didn't do it.
No, do I do it?
Oh, yeah, go do it. There we go. And then she can walk on her hands a little bit. You want to see that?
That is not mastered.
That is not mastered, but she's going to work. There you go. So those were all things that she learned how to do so she can be a cheerleader. All right. All right, so my husband's going to talk to us about a skill that he learned, which is so that he could have a landscaping business someday for tree trimming. So how did you learn about this skill, really?
I learned about trees and trimming them properly, mainly through reading books, lots of different books. I've watched some videos here and there, but mostly through books.
All right, and does it take a lot of practice to get good at this?
Yeah, a little practice. Working on not only trees but plants and learning how they react to being cut and the growth habits. But you gotta learn the different trees and when's a good time to cut them, or if they even need to be cut at all. So on this one, it's just kind of crowded, and we're just thinning it out, making it look good.
Okay. And Abraham's developing the skill of moving brush. All right, let's see cut some of this tree.
Okay.
Oh, what's this pole called, by the way?
This is a pole saw.
It's really tall.
This is a really nice one. I wanted to get as high as I could so I don't have to call in a professional to go up there. Someone professional, someone who definitely has more skill than me. I'm just trying to maintain as much as I can without getting on a ladder and making it a dangerous job.
Okay. All right. Let's see what you do here.
Okay, so let me find a good one. Let me lower this. Let me look around. So here's a tiny one we can try to get right here.
Okay.
I'll just put it right here. I'm just going to cut it a little bit. Also, you want to have a good eye. If you can't see far, wear your glasses so you can make sure you see where you're cutting.
Careful, Abe.
Mommy, can you get me up?
Later. Oh, timber.
We'll use this to kind of get it down.
Awesome.
That was a small branch that we were able to get down and make that branch a little lighter and get more air moving
Mommy,
through
I
the
want
tree.
to go up
Excellent.
a
Why is it important to have air going through the trees?
What?
Just to keep the branches
Mommy,
healthy,
I want to climb a tree.
keep the branches healthy, and have some nice airflow going through here. This tree's next to the house, so the more airflow I can create, make this tree safer, especially being next to the house.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, so we're back, and we just I'm inside again, and we've talked about how you need skills to do different activities. You saw that Olivia needed to learn some jumping skills to become a cheerleader, and that Rui had to study to learn how to make our plants and flowers and trees as nice and safe as they are. So he had to learn some landscaping skills, and and hopefully one day he'll provide services for people for the landscaping activities they need. So I'll see you on this is for Tuesday, so I'll see you on Thursday, and we'll go over a new story about how to find a job. So I hope, or setting goals. So I hope that you will tune in and see me then. Thanks. Bye.